can I sponsor my spouse or common law partner or conjugal partner to Canada if I'm bankrupt, or if I'm collecting social services, or if I have an immigration loan, or if I have any unpaid child support or spousal support in Canada? Stay with us to find out these answers. And as always, remember to hit the like button so others can see more videos like this, and subscribe to our channel. Hi, my name is Violeta and I'm a lawyer at Bellagio Law. We help people from all around the world to make their immigration dream come true without having to deal with complex immigration forms and rules. Today, we will talk about financial requirements that can prevent spousal sponsorship. So, even if you could be exempt from minimum income for spousal sponsorship, there are other financial requirements that can prevent you to sponsor your spouse or partner. Now, let's take a look at Section 39 of Immigration and Refugee Protection Act. This section sets out that your spouse or partner may be found to be inadmissible to Canada where they are unable or unwilling to support themselves or any dependents they may have, and they have not arranged for alternative care and support other than assistance. What does it mean? This means that you need to show that you and your spouse or partner can live in Canada without receiving the government's help. So some financial situations may also render a Canadian ineligible to sponsor. For instance, a Canadian cannot sponsor a spouse or partner if, number one, they are an undischarged bankrupt. Number two, if they are collecting social services for any reason other than a disability. Number three, if there are any immigration-related loans or obligations from previous sponsorships, or performance bond for an immigrant you guaranteed. Number four, if there are any unpaid support payments to an ex-spouse and or a child in Canada. Now let's discuss in more detail about these four situations. Number one, if a sponsor is bankrupt, they must first have their bankruptcy discharged before they can sponsor. If a sponsor is collecting social assistance, they must cease collecting these benefits before applying to sponsor. Also, you cannot reapply while waiting an answer from immigration. So you have to know that the immigration officer will not approve a sponsorship application if there is evidence that the sponsor receives social assistance at any time from the date of you send the application to the date that the decision is made. Number three, if there are any immigration related loans or other obligations, the loan must be paid off and discharged. The same with the obligations. Everything should be solved before the sponsor applies. Number four, if there are any unpaid child support or spousal support, this must be paid off or resolved before you can sponsor. These requirements must be met at the time you submit your spousal sponsorship application, but there is no period of time you need to wait before you can send the application. In other words, you can submit your spousal sponsorship application the day when you stop receiving social assistance, or your bankruptcy or any immigration loans are discharged, or the day the child support or spousal support is paid off. Now, I want to shortly talk about two situations that will not disqualify you from sponsoring your spouse and partner. Number one, receiving employment insurance benefits, and number two, receiving disability payment. payments. Now, regarding the employment insurance benefits, I want to let you know that employment insurance is not considered social assistance, so you are still eligible to apply to sponsor your spouse or partner to Canada. And the second situation is when you are receiving disability benefits, because these are not considered social welfare. Again, you are still eligible to apply to sponsor your partner or spouse to Canada. But regarding these disability payments, I want to let you know that the immigration authorities will carefully consider whether the amount that you are collecting is sufficient to support both yourself and your spouse or partner in Canada. In order for Immigration Canada to decide your case, if let's say you have been bankrupt in the past, or you had other immigration loan unpaid, or child support unpaid, or spousal support unpaid, they may review a bunch of documents, including the sponsor notice of assessment, the applicant or the sponsor work history, or the sponsor or the applicant's earning statements as pay stubs or bank statements showing your earnings. Or it's even sometimes it's helpful to have statutory declarations or letter of support from friends or relatives attesting to your current financial situation. So that was everything for today. I hope that this information was helpful. If you have any questions regarding your Canadian spousal sponsorship application, I'm happy to help. Click the link below to book a call with us. And don't forget, life is good and it's getting better. See you in Canada.